Hey everyone, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. Today I want to talk about anti-goals. What are those? And if you're thinking, what is this chick talking about? I think you're going to find this really interesting. At least I hope you will. I certainly do. Before I continue on this topic, I just want to say, if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Less than 50% of my viewers are subscribers according to the YouTube analytics. And if you're finding any value in any of these videos, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can always change your mind later. But it really does help the channel grow. If you have watched my channel for a while, then you probably know that every year I like to set a theme for the year. I'm not big on setting New Year's resolutions or anything like that, but I like to set a theme for the year. And my theme for 2025 is care more and care less. Care more about the things that are important to me and to my health in all the areas, and care less about the things that really don't matter, that stress me out, that are not, they're not things that I should be worried about. Just focus on the things that matter. So that's my theme. But I am also a big goal setter. I like to set, usually they're about 5-year goals. That's how I think of them, even though they might be, done. They may be achieved sooner or they may take longer, but I kind of break them up into 5-year chunks because for me that is just how my mind works. That seems digestible. So I do set goals, but here's the thing. A goal without a plan is just wishful thinking. And how often have we done that, right? We've said, oh, I'm going to do this, but we didn't have a specific plan. We didn't really know what to do, and we never achieved that goal. But here's the thing. A lot of us struggle with setting goals. We don't know what our goals should be. We feel that we should have some, but we're not sure what our goals should be. And that's where the anti-goal comes in, because it just simplifies the whole process and makes it clear what you should be focused on. So, what are anti-goals? Anti-goals are the things we don't want. Even those of us who struggle to set goals, to know what goals we should have, most of us, I would venture to say almost all of us, are pretty clear on what we don't want. And that's what an anti-goal is. It's the opposite, the antithesis of a goal. Think of it this way. You think of something you absolutely don't want. For example, I don't want to eat crap anymore. I feel awful when I eat junk food or fast food, and I just don't want to feel that way anymore. So in your mind think, okay, if that is what I don't want, and I'm just going to run away from that as fast as I can. And what will take me as fast as I can away from that? Oh, okay, well, maybe not stopping at the drive-thru as often. Maybe cooking more meals at home. Maybe doing some meal planning, right? All of those things are goals. Small, measurable, doable steps that will get you as far away from that anti-goal as possible. Another example, I don't want to work for this company anymore. The people are toxic. There's, the atmosphere's not healthy. I dread going to work starting Saturday night or Sunday morning. I start to get that feeling in my stomach about work. That's the anti-goal. What is going to take me as far away from that as fast as possible? Okay, well, that could be maybe you start looking for jobs. Maybe you start saving more so that you can retire earlier. You get your resume cleaned up. Maybe you take some online classes so you can bump up your skills or learn a new skill. All of those things are what's going to take you away from that thing you don't want as fast as possible. Those are the goals that are a result of the anti-goal. Is it starting to make sense? I don't want my house to be a mess all the time. It's just, there's just everywhere, clutter everywhere. and I'm tired of it. I just don't want that anymore. That's the anti-goal. What is going to take you as far, get you as far away from that as possible, as quickly? Maybe I put some systems in place. Maybe I have a basket by my door that I drop my things in. Maybe I tell myself that I'm going to touch things once. And so if I see something or I put something, like I use something, I put it away right away. Maybe I declutter. I do the minimalism challenge where you get rid of one thing on day one, and on the second day of the month, you get rid of two things. On the third day of the month, you get rid of three things, in addition to the one on the first day and the two on the second day, if that makes sense. So by day 30, I'm getting rid of 30 things, or as close to that as possible, plus all of the other days' numbers. You do that for a month, do it for a week, and you'll be amazed at how fast you get rid of clutter. And you set those systems. Those are the small, manageable tasks / goals that get you away from the anti-goal. It's such a great way to get clear in your mind about what your goals are, because so many of us struggle. We know we're not happy in some area of our life, or maybe a lot of our life, maybe our whole life, and yet we don't know what our goals should be. Just in your mind, write it down, make notes, just write. Don't even think about it. One thing after another. The things you don't want. What's the thing you don't want the most? I don't want my back to hurt and my knees to hurt, and for it to take 30 seconds to get off the couch because I'm all sort of cricked up and stiff. That's the anti-goal. Well, what are the things that a person could do to make sure that they move away from that as fast as possible? Well, I'm just going to start moving my body more. I'm going to get up during the day and do some stretches. I'm going to go for a walk every day, or at least however many days a week. And after that walk, I'm going to roll up my yoga mat and just do some basic stretches. I'm going to sign up for a yoga class, or a stretching class, or watch it on a YouTube video. Yoga with Adrian. Very good. Those are the steps. Those are the mini goals, manageable, doable, and really positive, that are a result of the anti-goal. And now that I am moving towards one of my big goals, which is retiring earlier, or at least semi-retiring early, then I do want to do more for the channel. I have a lot of ideas of content. I'm really busy right now just getting everything ready for that stage of life, for that goal. But I do have a lot of great ideas, I think. And so subscribe so you don't miss anything. And maybe this works so well because, like I said earlier, we're most of us really clear on what we don't want. And in this day and age, in the society that I live in, seems to focus on the negatives. And that seems to be the default for so many people. And it's a trap that is easy to fall into, and that I am constantly fighting against, because I don't want to always be thinking about the negative. When we are clear on what we want to avoid, then we can stop and think, what do I need to do? Who do I need to be? How do I need to move through the world to make sure that I move away from or avoid that thing that I don't want in my life? Think it through, write it down, and then look at what you've written. You can start to see a clear direction of what you need to do, who you need to be, and how you need to move through the world going forward to get you as far away from that anti-goal and get you towards your goals. Because when you think about that anti-goal and you think about, oh my gosh, I'm going to run as far away from that as possible. What do I need to do to get away from that as soon as possible? You automatically think of all of the steps, and a lot of those are small, doable, manageable steps that we can implement fairly quickly, and then there will be some that take longer and that require more planning. But now you know what direction you're heading to get away from that anti-goal. It's just so easy. Well, not necessarily that all of the steps you're going to do to move away from that anti-goal are easy, but the concept is so straightforward. That's a better way to put it. It makes so much sense. It helps you avoid the paralysis of not knowing what to do, so we do nothing. Just start with one. Start with the first one that comes to mind. Is it your health? Is it your money? Oh my God, I am so tired of being broke. I hate being broke. That could be the anti-goal. Okay, what do I need to do to move as far away from that as possible? Okay, I'm going to do a budget. I'm going to keep track of my spending. I'm going to go back a couple of months through my bank records, credit card, and just make a list of all of the money, like just put it all down on a spreadsheet. What did I spend? Put it in categories. Okay, now you know where your money's gone, and now it's time to make a budget. That's another step, so you can tell your money where you want it to go. All right, the ends are not meeting. Am I going to ask for a raise? What do I need to get a raise? So do I need to develop additional skills? Do I need to ask for more responsibility? Or do I take on a side hustle? Am I going to do Uber Eats? Am I going to start a YouTube channel? Am I going to walk dogs, mow lawns, all sorts of stuff, just to earn a little bit extra so that I'm not always broke? It becomes fairly easy to think of the things that could get you away from that thing you don't want, that anti-goal, when you just identify very clearly in your mind what you don't want. The easy part is knowing what you don't want. Have you ever heard of this? Is this something you practice? If it is, let me know down below. Let me know what your tricks are. Hey, let me know what some of your anti-goals are, because I think that would be quite interesting and maybe help spark somebody else. This, my friends, is something that I am pretty excited about. I think this is going to, well, it is changing how I'm thinking about my goals and helping me just sort of even add additional ones, and ones that aren't going to be overwhelming, ones that aren't going to take 5 years, ones that I can make some progress on fairly quickly and see some results, which is pretty exciting, because if we can get some quick wins in moving away from those anti-goals and towards the goals that we want, then that just keeps us motivated to do more, get farther along that path, and maybe think of some other things, take on some other things. So I hope you found that interesting. I know I find this very interesting, and it's something that I want to learn more about. Things like this, tricks and tips like this, I think are so useful for us to share, because it gets us all moving in a better direction, and I think that that is always a good thing. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. Remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind, including to yourself. I love you, and I will see you next time.